No, don't worry. we are we are
Okay.
okay. Like we cannot hide the disaster in our homes anymore.
Okay.
Oh, we
I
are all
see your house is blurry
frozen.
like that, so that's very smart.
Yeah, yeah. The fault because I in a little corner of my home that is like a storage place for old things. That's the only place I can work without interruption. So, in the back is all the trash of my home, the old monitor, computer stuff, you name it.
Well, we
Terrible.
can work with that. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what I was saying about the helmet-based ventilation, that the pressure that you are able to create in the helmet will
yeah,
open up your lungs, and that's gonna help for that gas exchange to happen in the lungs. And you also are able to give more oxygen. So by increasing the oxygen, with the regulator, you can increase the oxygen,
uh,
and that's gonna help too.
just a question about this. You are replacing the total amount of respirations per minute with the amount of oxygen. You put more oxygen to create the situation. You have more ventilation, and you put less to adjust. That's the idea,
So
because
what happens? So
you
what
are not
happens when
mechanical
patients?
moving the. Hmm?
So what is happening with the patient? Uh, because of the damaged lung, the body is getting less oxygen, right?
Yep.
So to get more oxygen, what you naturally do, that's what you do when you're running, right? Because your muscle needs more oxygen, you start to breathe fast.
Yes.
So this is what's happening. The patient come in and they go fast breathing. We're trying to compensate that oxygen to make sure that it's enough for the organs to function. Now,
Yep.
what is the bad thing is happening with these patients? After breathing like this, it's like running marathon. You're getting tired, right?
Okay. Of
So the
course.
work of we call it work of breathing. So if it's increased work of breathing, eventually you're going to fail. So that compensatory mechanism will fail.
Yeah. You
Now,
cannot keep this situation for a long time. Really, impossible.
yeah, so you cannot run forever, right? Your
Yeah,
muscles will
that's true.
say, that's it, I'm giving up, right?
I
So
understand.
this is
Okay.
when you put the helmet on. So you are delivering oxygen through the helmet. So again, you can regulate, and you will need more oxygen for these sick patients because their lungs are damaged, right? So they need more oxygen. So you supplement them with the oxygen, but at the same time, you're helping them to keep those lungs open by creating that pressure in the helmet. So this is why we call it non-invasive positive pressure ventilation, right? So now with this, your patient will be able to get more oxygen. So he's going to start breathing not so fast. So he will slow down on breathing. So now you're helping you're helping to compensate that lack of oxygen with the helmet, right? That makes
Yeah.
sense?
Totally. Yeah. Totally.
So,
Yeah.
and this technique is used for. It's been used for many years, but there are different types of devices. So one is the face mask that you put it on the nose and around the mouth, right? And you get connected to the BiPAP machine, and it just blows that air and it creates that pressure. So you getting, but again, you breathe as fast as you want. You take a breath when you want. It's not like mechanical ventilation where you intubate it and machine is breathing for you, right?
Mm.
So again, you can do still some things yourself, but with this type mask, when you have it for long, not actually long, it takes about 1 or 2 days. Because of the pressure, you start to get all this skin breakdown. Okay, it's like a
Mm.
pressure ulcers. It's like, old people get it on their back when they lay for a long time in the bed. So it's similar type of,
So, okay.
damage to your face. And just because it's very tight, it presses on your bone here and the cheekbone, it's on the nose, and these patients, they just give up. They say, this is I cannot handle this anymore, right? With the helmet, it's different. Your face nothing is touching your face. You just create the seal around the neck. So it's like a sweater, like a turtleneck that you have it right here around your neck. So you have a better seal. You can move your head around. You can talk. You can drink through the straw, without taking the helmet out. So you can tolerate that much better comparing to that type face mask. And at the same time, the air that's going to come out of this helmet is going through the filter, and that filter will kill the virus. Okay. So that helps everybody else around that patient, all the medical staff, everybody who comes in the room to see this patient, they will have more protection. That means that the virus will not escape the patient and go spread around the hospital.
Yeah, that's so smart. Do you have a background in this sport, going under the water? How do you call this? Because this is coming from knowledge of the people who is going down the sea very deep.
So the company, one of those companies, yes, and that's the manufacturer number 4 on our website. They started to make their helmets, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, but they developed a design based on their experience from diving.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And
How do you come with this idea of the helmet? Can you tell us a little bit of the background of this idea? How do you start doing this?
Yeah.
How we can help? How all the stage of the information, we need to give to the people here. Sorry for interrupting you. Go.
So my experience with the helmet was, I got lucky that I worked at University of Chicago Medicine, and Dr. Patel did the research, and she used helmets for these patients in the hospital in our medical ICU. Then when I was finishing my master's degree in nursing, in US we call it nurse practitioner. So my final paper, the capstone paper, was actually about the patient on a helmet ventilation. And I saw the benefits right away when the study started. And I was very, lucky that I worked on the unit during the study. So then when I saw what's happening in Italy, and I figured, wait a second, we have this helmet in US. I just don't think everybody knows about it. Also, when I learned from Dr. Kress that you can use the helmet without any machine, just connect this to the airflow, oxygen and air in the medical air, that's even better. So you eliminate any machine and you can use it on a regular floor. Definitely you want to make sure that staff knows how to use it. But again, for a country like yours or other countries around the world who don't have ventilators, this can be a better option than just letting the patient to die without any help. So it is very easy device. It's very cheap. So companies sell it from $125 to like $250. It depends, what style, what type of helmet you are buying. But that's a very cheap device compared to everything else that we use in a hospital.
I have been in a hospital before because of an accident, a sport accident, and I never have something so cheap than the helmet. It will be amazing to have this in Latin America. Tell me something. That means you can use some infrastructure you already have, like the oxygen, the all the stuff you use to deploy the oxygen to a patient. You can use things that you already have.
Yes.
In most hospitals.
So you have everything, so you need only the helmet, okay? The helmet itself. Everything else you should have already in the hospital. All the connectors are universal. It usually connects, you can get the oxygen tubing. it's been used every day in a hospital, so it's nothing super special. Any respiratory therapist who works in a hospital, when we see the helmet, they know already, okay, this is what I need to connect to the air gases, to the wall gases, and this is what I need to get, like what kind of filter, and the PEEP valve. The PEEP valve is the one that actually keeps that pressure high, and you can regulate again. So it depends on the patient. Some patients will need a higher pressure, some patients will need maybe less. So you can regulate that with a small device like that exists in every hospital. So again, the helmet itself is very cheap, and you will find all the other supplies in your respiratory therapy department. What I like about the helmet, that it's already produced in many quantities here in US. So I know that other countries are actually buying from the US, because there is no way that you're going to buy it from Italy right now, because Italians are not selling helmets to anyone else, because they are using on the units as we speak. For example, their hospital, the COVID patients may have 50 patients on a ventilator, but at the same time, they will have 200 patients on a helmet.
Oh, that's amazing. This is very smart, really. I saw the information, and it's very smart. I have to tell you, it's amazing. How we can help, for example, about in Latin America, we have a lot of contacts with people, obviously. Some of them are entrepreneurs and people who can do some efforts in terms of buying power, or to organize in some way some logistics here. How can every different actor can contact you guys and help in this situation, for example, in Latin America?
Yes, and I can tell you, I get a lot of emails from countries around the world, and I suggest everyone, if you can get the helmet, if you can buy now from US or from Italy, please do. But keep in mind that you have to start making your own helmets right now during this pandemic. If you wanted to use it right now for your COVID-19 patients, you want to start making them in your country. To save people in your country, you want to give that one more option before they get intubated. And especially if you don't have a ventilator, that can save 20 to 30% of people who have a COVID infection. So this is why I feel like, and especially if you apply it fast, it's easy to put it on right away in an emergency room. You don't have to wait for, the whole team of anesthesiology to come and intubate the patient. It is very easy to apply, and it can be done by the nurse or the respiratory therapist. And on our website, you can actually even get the instructions and guidelines how to use it. Right now, the company Amplify is working on translating it to Spanish. So it's going to be available in Spanish. So you can, all benefit from it. It's a free application for around the world. It's on a smartphone, on a computer. The clinicians can go through it, and it explains you how to use the helmet.
That's amazing. We also would translate this interview so we can spread the information across all the countries here. And if you need any help from us in terms of translation from English to Spanish, we are available to bring you a hand if you need something. So
absolutely,
thank you.
I will ask.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you so much. I don't want to take all your time. I know you are working a lot, so thank you so much. We will be in touch, and we will take this record and spread the information. Obviously in the news, but also the people and the entrepreneur group of people, the people who control the industries here. So maybe they would like to help, and they will make anything necessary to be in touch. Okay.
Absolutely. just
Thanks a lot.
share the link where you posted my interview, so I can share it with my personnel, with my people, and then if you have somebody who's available to translate a medical information from English to Spanish, please let me know, because I want that tool to be available for you guys before you even get the helmet. Okay.
Yeah, I will do my best to find somebody who can help in this specific translation.
Okay. Thank you
So much.
Roy.
God bless
You
you.
have a
Take
good
care.
day.
Bye.
Bye. Bless you. Bye.
Bye.